transformed the careers and businesses of over 60 CEOs, executives, and public figures by unleashing the true power of personal brands, igniting success like never before. Driven by passion to empower others, she extends her expertise far beyond her agency world. She served at one of the world's top universities as a distinguished public relations guest lecturer, sharing insights with future industry leaders. Recognizing that navigating the realms of public relations and marketing can often feel daunting for many business owners, in 2024, she founded the Moremi Consulting and Coaching and Consulting business dedicated to providing personalized guidance and support to founders and CEOs. Oh, she's here. Please let me on the mic. Because I'm reading the dazzling. It has to, before you will send me packing. Right.
Hi, Oshodi.
Oh yes, I'll say that before I introduce you, this is the second time. You were my first guest in 2018, April 2nd, and here we are. So thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Don't worry, I won't make you cry. I'm supposed to be shedding tears of joy, right? It's been 7 years now.
Oh, God. You're doing great. You're doing so great. I'm so impressed with your progress. So far, you've been amazing, and your journey is very inspiring. It's not really easy to remain in the media business in Nigeria, but you're killing it. You're killing it.
Please, let's go back to I have with me Moremi Elekwachi, proud mom of twins. Oh yes, I had to say that. Oh please, I had to say that. Welcome to Signals once again, and we're discussing every business needs a dazzle. When we're crafting the question, I was telling my colleague in the office, I said, Shemilore, please, we are not doing this one. We're not doing personal brand because it's almost like a buzzword and it's overflogged. But if you say dazzle, let's sprinkle it with a lot of icing, right? And then we can get more people to know that even with the little business that they have, they can loud it like you would say. So welcome to Signals. And what's personal branding and why is it important for our growing businesses?
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for that. So I'm going to explain it in the most basic terms possible and in a way that everybody can understand, because I find that a lot of times when people hear personal branding or business owners or career people, they get intimidated. Like, oh, is it just how you show up on Instagram? Is it just to take pictures and post it? What is this personal branding, right? So in the plainest terms, I would just describe personal branding as the way you show up in which you want to be perceived. How do you want to be perceived by the world? How do you want to be perceived by your clients? How do you want to be perceived by people who know you, who have a stake in what you're doing? How do you want to be perceived, right? So personal branding is that process of building your reputation and your public image in a way that you want to be perceived. That's the most basic explanation I can.
In other words, is me putting every business owner putting their best foot forward. Like, when you want to follow your mom to the party, you want to go and say, go and wear your fine dress, the finest dress ever.
Exactly. That's it. That's pretty much it. If you look at, let me just give a hypothetical example, right? Let's say you're a baker, right? And there are 50 bakers on your street. Do you understand? There are 50 bakers, and there are 50 people who sell bread, right? And you want to make your business stand out amongst all of these 50 bakers who have their businesses, on the road. And let's say all the 50 bakers, all they're doing probably is just promoting their business, like maybe sending out flyers or saying, come and buy bread, hot bread here. There are 50 people doing the exact same thing. So how can you, as a bread seller, stand out? That is where personal branding comes in, right? So for instance, let me give the most basic example. So you just call me mom of twins, right? If I'm a baker of bread I will say Mama Ibeji bread. Do you understand? I will I'll say Mama Ibeji bread, though. Not just that the bread is hot, but come and buy bread, though. You know, Mama Ibeji bread. I have twins. My twins are always in my store. When you come in, you buy bread. But you see my twins as well. They like to play with you.
And
you know,
Nigerians
they
like
make you
twins.
smile. Nigerians like twins. You know, Ibeji, Mama Ibeji, your mommy of twins. Let me come and spend my money here. Do you understand? So that's where, for instance, the most basic form of personal branding. So you branded yourself as Mama Ibeji bread. Not only is the bread hot and nice and affordable, but I know that every time I go into Mama Ibeji shop, her twins are there. They make me smile. They brighten my day. It's the best start to my day.
Confession. There's a bakery in my area. The kids, the woman's kids, very sharp 2 to 3 year old. That's why I went back there to go and buy bread. For some reason, I went back there to buy bread. They have catched me. Now, how can a strong personal brand benefit a business owner or an entrepreneur? So how can that bread seller, how can her strong personal brand benefit the business? What does it bring? What's the ROI?
Yeah, because for instance, in general, would you buy from somebody that you do not trust? Personal branding. Exactly. Personal branding builds trust. So, for instance, me as the hypothetical owner of Mama Ibeji bread, I know that not only is the bread hot, it's affordable, the quality is always good, but her children are there, she has a good attitude. So she seems like a family woman. So it's like a family bakery. That's the branding that I've given the business. You know, and me as Mama Ibeji is like, she's a mother, she's responsible. So the fact that I think she's a mother and she's responsible, the business she's running too must be an honest business. Do you understand how that personal branding of, believing in the Mama Ibeji, patronizing her, you now want to, do you understand? You now want to patronize her because you trust her. And by default, for some crazy reason, you trust her business. So that is the benefit. That's why I said that is the most important thing about personal branding, is that trust. And that is how, by trusting Mama Ibeji, you also trust her business automatically. So that is the effect of personal branding on businesses. If I trust you, if I like you, I feel like your business actually is a good one too.
True. Now, gradually, we've now termed Mama Ibeji bread. Let's just leave it like that. Mama Ibeji bread. So what are the first steps in developing, away from a bread owner and to other businesses, what are the first steps in developing their persona? Okay, we built trust already. What's the next thing we need to build? Walk us through it.
Okay. So first of all, you build trust, but I would say, let me even take a few steps back and say, even before building that trust, you have to be true to who you are. Okay. You understand? You have to do self-reflection. Who am I? What are my values? Who is my business looking to serve? Not just about making money. Like, how do I intend to make an impact in my customers or clients' lives, right? So answer those honest questions first, right? And then from there, let's say, for instance, okay, away from the bread, let's say you own like a hair care brand that is organic, right? Since that's what is trending. So beyond making money, it's okay, I'm in this business because I want people to have kind ways to take care of their skin, as opposed to having those harsh chemicals that can cause health problems. So let's say those are my values. I want beauty, but in a healthy way. I want customers to, look beautiful, feel better, but not in a way that harms them. So that is my reason for even starting the business before, there's money in this business, right? So when you discover your why, you then capitalize on that why. And when you capitalize on that why, staying true to yourself, people will believe what you are selling. And also, for you building your personal brand and your business brand, it's not like you're building this facade that is so hard to live up to. It's who you are. You are just amplifying it to promote that trust for your business. So I'll give you an example. You cannot, this whole notion of fake it till you make it, I'm not even on board, because a lot of people take that into personal branding. So for instance, let's say, you want to be an influencer, and you're like, oh, to be an influencer, I have to have a BM, I have to be dressed well, but you're not a fashion person. And maybe you're not that rich to be able to, to drive a BMW. So you rent a BMW one weekend, you rent clothes to take pictures, oh, you want to be an influencer. But how long will that last? It's not really you, and it's tiring if that's not really who you are. And at the end of the day, people will notice, okay, this is not so believable, and you can't keep up a fake life. So that is how personal branding is. You have to stay true to yourself, know your values, know your why, and capitalize on that, and people will trust you through that.
Moremi, let me take you back to, because you have shattered table now this morning, the fake life. It's almost like, for some people, they believe that if Moremi said us about personal branding, the moment you start to do personal branding, it will be as if you have arrived. They will not know that there's nothing in your bank account, though. Right? And then the moment people see you, you're on the newspaper, Instagram, you start to receive DM, and they're like, you get what I'm saying, so help me.
Yeah, so you're very, very correct. So that is a notion that many people have, that just because you're in media, you're in newspapers, you must have arrived.
You don't know that you drank Gary in the morning.
They don't know that.
You glammed up.
I know, and that is why shows like this are so important, to let people know that when you see someone putting their best foot forward, it's not because they have everything. They may not even have any money. Maybe the business didn't even make a profit that month. Do you understand? But personal branding is all about showing up no matter what, in the best way that you can. Even if you cannot really afford the media placements and all that, and you haven't really built relationships yet, just think to yourself, what can I do with what I have? Maybe it's posting an opinion article on LinkedIn, which is free. It's making a video, posting on Instagram. It's just showing up as your best self in a way that reflects well on yourself and your business.
Moremi,
do you understand?
Moremi, I love you, right? And we're demystifying a lot of things. Now let's go to LinkedIn, for example. You pick LinkedIn, it's free social media tool until you start to pay for ads, right? But before you even pay for ads, that free tool, do you see the amount of cogent lies?
Yeah.
So the question is, how then do we differentiate between putting my best foot forward as against speaking English that by the time you look through it, what you wanted to say is, I went to the market today, but you know, right? Oh, I woke up this morning, I took a bus. Tell us.
So this is a very serious matter that you've raised, and honestly, like, I see it every day. You see it every day. Everyone sees it every day.
And then they come for interview. They come for interview. You're looking at, maybe this is what you wrote on your LinkedIn. The LinkedIn, it's not matching.
It's not matching. This is why you need to continue to stay true to yourself. If you don't have, say you don't have, say you're learning, because at the end of the day, people see through it. It's not sustainable. Do you understand? So there was an instance where, at Euphoric, at our company, we had someone who said he was good at all these things. The LinkedIn was flawless, the CV, and he was good at being interviewed as well.
Very eloquent.
Of interviews, they scaled through, very eloquent, they passed everything. But when it came to actual implementation, like during the first 3 months, it was like, oh my God, like this person knows nothing. Do you understand? They don't know anything. They just package their way through. Let me just put my foot in the door and let's see how it goes. But unfortunately, even before the end of 3 months, we realized that, this person is not it. So unfortunately, we had to let that person go in the 4th month, because we're like, it's not matching up. All the things you say you're doing, even we that we're not experts in what we have hired you for, we can do it with our eyes closed. We just hired you just so we can
off us.
Exactly. So that's the thing about personal branding. Stop packaging. Stop faking till you make it. Just stop it. Because at the end of the day, people will see through, and it's always an embarrassment for you, and it's an inconvenience for you when people find out that you are not who you say you are. Look at Didi now. I'm so sorry to drag.
No, that Didi's own is Didi. It's very true. Didi is
Mr. Love, I love Black people. I'm trying to unite Black women, but then behind closed doors, you're battering Black women. And he kept up this facade for so long until one day, do you see what I mean? They say every day is for the thief and one day is for the owner. And so everything is, it's not like a shock. So if from the beginning you told us, oh, you know, I have
what you're suffering from.
Exactly. But you made everything picture perfect. You're perfect. You treat women well. You're for the Black people, but you are treating these people so wrong. From the women, even to the artists that you signed with unfair contract terms. Everything is now, do you see what I mean? It's now out in the open, and you can't. There's a popular saying by Warren Buffett that it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to destroy it.
1 minute.
So this is now an extreme example of packaging. Packaging has been unpackaged. So what do we do now?
Packaging has been unpackaged. Yes, because you know, so constantly you have said stay true to yourself, right? That leads me to number one, you said build trust. Number two, stay true to yourself. Number three is don't package what you do, because that's the package. Now, what are the first steps to building that personal brand for the business?
Okay. So building a personal brand for your business, right? All right. So it's first, okay, after you've defined who you are, stay true to yourself, build that trust, and don't package what you don't have, right? So what you now need to do is what you do have in your hands.
How do you enlarge it?
Yes, how can you enlarge it? How can you amplify it in a way that relates to your business so that both can merge? So let me go back to the example of the hair care.
Yes.
Okay, you know, let's say this is where emotional storytelling comes in. Let's say you have a story that you used to use skincare products, but they used to damage your skin. And this was the inspiration now behind studying the best ingredients for skincare and creating your own and marketing it, right? That is already a very personal brand story, right? And this personal brand story now weaves into what you've created, right? So this is how both will feed off of each other at all times to build that credibility, to build that trust, right? And just being open and saying, okay, I've formulated this for you, right? But during your user experience, if you do notice some things that are inconsistent with ingredients, please, we are here to listen to your concerns. This is our 24-hour customer care line where you can, you know, tell us your feedback, tell us any concerns you may have, etc. So from the beginning, you've already said, I've created this organic skincare line based on my experiences. I've done it to the best of my ability. However, if there are elements of this product or maybe service that along the way, you know, may not meet your, your satisfaction levels, please let us know. So by doing that, you've indirectly painted the picture like, hey, we're not perfect. We've done this to the best of our ability, but things do happen along the way. But
so
this
you're
is
communicating.
Yes, this is an open channel for communication based on that. Not that you're coming out and saying, oh, this is 100% guaranteed, this and that. Do you understand? You'll never have any disappointment.
But
that's where people crash.
Wait, hold on. But Moremi, if you have somebody who says 100% guarantee versus somebody who says 90% guaranteed, which would you go for?
See, it's all in the way you frame your messaging, right? So by saying 100%.
Terms and conditions applied.
Yes, exactly. Terms and conditions apply. But you say it's 100% guaranteed though, but then you see the fine print, terms and conditions. If for some reason you are not satisfied, let us know. So it's kind of like, okay, they're willing to listen and people won't attack you so much if something falls short. Because you've already said, okay, let us know if something doesn't meet, your satisfaction level.
Feedback.
So, exactly.
That's
feedback. You have to leave channels for feedback as a business owner.
We'll come back to that feedback because I'm coming first. A Signals on 1.3, we're discussing every business needs a Dazzle with Moremi Elekwachi. She is the, should I call you coach, consulting? She's everything.
Consulting, PR and marketing consultant.
If you have questions for her, you can send us a WhatsApp message, 0809-234-5913, or you can call 0809-191-3913. I know that sometimes signals can be a masterclass. Wait, please just ask question. I beg. Now coming back to feedback, you know that we business owners, let me test it too. We sort of have, we say we want feedback, but we really don't want feedback. Right? So how then, because we've put our best foot forward and somebody's not satisfied with their product and service and they want feedback, what should be in the headspace of a business owner who wants feedback? Remember that we've had some experiences that has gone viral in times past, right? So
yeah,
let's walk through it.
I'm so happy that you've raised that aspect of, as business owners, we want feedback, but we don't really want feedback. The thing is that we are creators and it's hurtful. Like our ego gets bruised when we've put our all into something and then somebody comes and says, oh, I liked it, but you know, it's hurtful. Yes, we want the feedback, but you know, a lot of times our ego makes it very difficult to accept that feedback. So what I say to business owners is, if you're the type that gets personally offended or you take things really personal or you're so
your
passionate,
chest, you tie things to your chest.
Exactly. Assign somebody at your company to take the feedback.
I don't have somebody in my company to help me to take feedback.
If you don't have somebody at your company, then provide an email address that people can, you know, drop their feedback. Provide, even if it's a separate WhatsApp number for customer related inquiries or something. Let there be a feedback channel where there's a funnel that it goes through before it comes to you. Do you understand? There's a funnel so that that impact of getting the feedback that is not so great is not just going to hit you like that and discourage you and destabilize you. That is the best advice that I will give. Just have, so for instance, if it's an email address, you know that you're not going to be checking that email address like every second. So you now condition your mind mentally that, okay, I have a channel where people are going to be dropping things that they don't like about my products or my service. So you mentally brace yourself
for the worst to happen.
Exactly. Exactly. So it kind of like minimizes the
attachment.
Impact. Exactly.
Okay. Now let's also still on feedbacks, under feedbacks, we have reviews and all of that. When we begin to have reviews, and you know, now in the era of social media where we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube comments, how do we handle reviews when people come under a product or service and they will splash your father's generation?
Well, as they say, the customer is always right, but may I add something to that?
Yes.
You know, I say the customer is always right, even when they're not right. You understand?
Yes.
But they are right because they've spent their money on your product or your service. So they are right, even when they're not right. So the first thing to do in such instances, you have to get somebody who is replying those comments. And you already have categories for comments: defective products, you know, long delivery time, all of that. So you have different categories of responses. You have templates already, so it's not overwhelming. So if someone says, oh, the product is not good, oh, we are so sorry to learn about your experience. Kindly, you know, send us a DM or something, or give us a number we can reach you at. So you have to be diligent about first responding to those comments, because if you're not diligent about responding to those comments, you know how things go viral, right? Number two is acknowledging the customer's pain. Even if the pain may not really be pain, or they're just trying to be difficult, oh, we're so sorry to learn about your experience, and we're going to reach back out to you to learn more about. So that's all people need. You don't leave comments just piling up, because it shows that you don't have empathy for them. You just want to collect their money. And the most fundamental human need is that need to be seen and to be heard and to be acknowledged, especially when they've given you money. So just acknowledge, oh, we're so sorry, even if it's not your fault, we're so sorry, XYZ, and that is communication management. And that's how also you build that brand of empathy. Oh, they may not be perfect, but they did apologize. They did try to resolve the situation, etc. And that's all part of your business branding as well.
Okay. Still on, I'm coming. It signals on 91.3 Lagos Stocks. Why I'm saying I'm coming is when we look at feedbacks and reviews and the mental state of people who are replying, knowing fully well that there's some customers from hell. I said it with my full chest. Customers from hell, and you're trying to, because some will say some difficult customers would always come back again. Is it that they're coming to come and test you and see you're resolved and how much you can take, or they just want to know how you will handle their feedback, their review, and they're not so nice? Is there a point where you get to, as a business owner or as people who are working with businesses, that they have to respond to customers? Because on some days, customers might have a bad day, and then, like they will say, put up a smile and answer. So, because the customer is king, the seller is king, we need value to exchange. And the day the seller is having a bad day, the customer is like, what are they doing here? So how then do we now quickly close up those loopholes of human interaction?
So I will still say it's important to have that buffer. So even if you're a one-man business, you can even hire an intern, right? Hire an intern, and all that intern's job is replying to complaints and reporting back to you about
The intern will tell you mental health.
Most
Go ahead, please.
Different that's a different conversation on its own.
Go ahead, please.
Hire somebody, even if it's your friend or family member, pay them something, sha. So let them be the ones to fill those complaints, right? Let them fill those complaints. And I always emphasize the importance of receipts, like evidence. So if there's a customer that keeps coming and saying, oh, you've resolved one problem, they've come up with another one, you can politely say, sir or ma'am, we have taken the following steps to resolve all your complaints. And at this time, this complaints, the complaints.
It's too much. Do you want your money back?
Yeah, I mean, in a nice way. You say that in a diplomatic way,
Okay.
So this complaint file is closed. No, this complaint file is closed. Kindly check your email for documentation about how this has been resolved. So that way, if somebody is going viral for saying rubbish and you need to defend yourself as a business owner, this is where crisis communications comes in as well. Just post the receipts. And that's why I'm always telling SMEs, it's not just, oh, WhatsApp, you just send WhatsApp, just Instagram. Those things can disappear. What if Instagram is down for one day? Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, everything is down. You need to have another platform where you are communicating to customers that is not Facebook, Instagram. You can't just rely.
Email is always down. Email.
Exactly. It's like living in a rented house and you're expecting and you feel like
erosion. AI erosion.
Yeah, one day the landlady can come and say, I want to use this building to be baking bread. Everybody leave. It's not your building. So what if one day Uncle Mark, God forbid, like they
and Uncle Elon Musk
and Elon Musk, everything is down, Twitter, everything.
And it's been going down for a while. It's been on and off for a while.
Exactly. So people need to also remember the other forms of marketing that were in existence beyond social media.
What happened?
Yes, radio, for instance.
TV,
even phone call. People have stopped calling their clients because they feel like, oh, they can chat with them on Instagram. You still need that personal touch to stand out. We're talking about standing out with personal brand.
Letters too, writing letters.
Yes. What happened to courtesy visits once in a while? Right? So the way to stand out in a crowded marketplace is to do things differently. Yes, AI is taking over, technology is taking over, but you start to stand out when you start using those forms of marketing that people feel like are dead. Because in the crowded marketplace where people are hearing all kinds of things, there's still people on other platforms who wish to hear from you in different ways. Imagine a one-on-one checkup meeting, welfare meeting with the clients.
Mm.
Whereas other people are just sending them Instagram, oh, how far, bring your money. But you still maintain that personal touch. I'm serious.
No, you know, this reminds me of something I did, something I did to someone a long time ago. And so what happened was, in the office, we need to write. So if we are going to look for for advert sponsors and all of that, we write official letters. So I got myself, my colleague, then we went to this person's office, and then we took a letter out. And the person said, this is the first time that they're going to write me officially. Until tomorrow, if I need to disturb the person, I'll still disturb. And the person's like, we've not moved from, and it was so daring. And I didn't know that. And some days you feel like you've written all these letters that you're writing, say, what is the money is bringing out for you? And then somebody appreciates that gesture. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it means a lot. And I just want to encourage business owners, don't stop. Don't say because everybody is on Instagram, it's only Instagram that you would do. No, there are other platforms. Don't say because, they said other kinds of media are dead, it's just digital. You are robbing yourself of other avenues to reach your clients.
The signals on 91.3, we're discussing your business needing everything from everything. Every business needs a Dazzle, meaning every business needs a personal touch, a personal brand. And Moremi has been telling us about your trust, putting your best foot forward. I call it wear your fine church clothes. And God made it. Say, please give us business. If you have questions, comments, you can call us, call WhatsApp or send a WhatsApp message 0809 234 5913. Or you can call us 0809 191 3913. Someone is asking, how can business owners and entrepreneurs use testimonials and case studies to strengthen their brand credibility?
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for that question. Let's start with testimonials. See, how can I put it? It's the best advertisement for your brand.
Testimonials.
Yes, there's no better referral than saying, oh, I use so and so product or service and they're good, right? So that is the trust we're talking about. So testimonials could come in different forms depending on where your target market is, right? So if maybe for instance, your target audience, they're mostly people who check emails, right? So through your email newsletter, you're sending your testimonial saying, oh, a client used this service or product and this was the outcome, sign up today, right? If your target audience, they're mostly maybe the corporate people, if it's a business to business, enterprise, you stick to the emails. But if maybe your target audience is mainly Gen Zs, right? And you go to TikTok and there are fun ways that you can craft your testimonial. You have the funny pictures, the videos, and then what the person is saying. You could even tell them to send in videos. You could remix them in fun ways and you post it out there like, oh, so-and-so use this. How about you? Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
So if you feel like most of your audience is on Instagram, same thing on LinkedIn. So testimonials are great, but they need to be packaged in ways that appeal the most to your target audience. That's what I would say. Video testimonial may not necessarily be for your business if your target audience they're not really video people. So you really need to study your audience and then create your content in a way that suits where they will find you and in ways they will appreciate it, right? So case studies are good. I usually say case studies would be maybe like for a website, or maybe if you decide to have a master class or something, or maybe there's a company training of some sort, because case studies are usually really heavy. They have lots of intellectual information and all that. And they are forms of testimonials, but they need to be used like sparingly, right?
All the time.
You can't be telling Gen Z, oh, this is a case study. They ain't got no time. They don't have time for that.
The 9 seconds generation.
Exactly.
In 9 seconds.
Exactly. Maybe if you're going to like a corporate place, maybe like a bank or a multinational, whatever, they have time for you to do your presentation, for you to do your case study, to look on your website, etc. So case studies and testimonials are great, but the format in which you present them are very important depending on who your target audience is.
Okay, now someone's asking, what's the long-term strategy that we can implement to sustain and evolve? The Oyinbo is plenty. What are some long-term strategy entrepreneurs can implement to sustain and evolve the personal brand as their business grows?
Okay, so this is a loaded question, and I can't give a generic answer because it all depends on what kind of business you are running.
Okay.
The strategy that I will give a nonprofit, maybe that is raising funds for cancer, is different from the strategy I will give a fashion designer who makes ready to wear, right? So building like a long-term
as we evolve,
strategy,
as we begin to grow.
Yes, it takes a lot to consider, right? So that's where PR comes in. So public relations is more than just publicity or promoting a product. It's about reputation management, and it's about relationship building and sustenance. So for instance, if I'm an NGO and I'm looking to build that long-term impact, visibility with personal brand and all of that, I might say, okay, I'm the founder of the NGO. I'm passionate about raising money for cancer survivors. In addition to awareness on Instagram, I want to be doing some community engagement where I'm giving talks to local communities about cancer care, wellness, etc. That might be part of my long-term strategy for the entire year, in addition to the normal promoting and marketing, right? So that is for an NGO. Then for a ready-to-wear brand, it might be, okay, in addition to the promotions and all that, I want to hold maybe pop-ups, right? Or I want to sponsor some fashion events so that my name is soiree. I want to hold a soiree. So there's no one size fits all. Again, it's all about understanding your business, who you are, and understanding your target audience and knowing what will work best for them. Because your brand is not what you say it is what your audience says it is. So you can't just say, oh, they said, oh, Instagram is trending, so you're going to do everything on Instagram. And you wonder why you're not making sales. Have you taken out the time to figure out where your target audience actually is? You know, and how do you find that out? Through surveys. You can, send out surveys to your target audience, or you can even do phone interviews. Oh, can I have a few seconds of your time? I want to learn more about your preferences, what media you consume, etc. Understand your target audience. Don't be in such a hurry to say, there's no money, I need to make money now. No, you have to take the time to understand your audience and give them what they want when they want it, because it's all about them.
Okay, somebody is asking us a question. What do you think about dispatch riders compromising your deliveries or opening your packages? Did you see that story on blogs about the delivery driver who opened the pack of rice he was sent to deliver, Ima from Lagos? Now, yes. Yeah, nothing. We're back. There are always real issues. Ima, thank you.
Wow, Ima, thank you so much for raising that. These are issues that we all experience every day. So I will say, if I'm the business owner that has sent such a dispatch rider out, and maybe you send small chops, somebody has eaten 2 spring rolls already.
Oh God, poverty in the land.
All these things. So the first thing to do as a business owner, if a client complains to you, the first thing that I would do if I'm the business owner is, I will offer a replacement for free of the small chops, first of all.
But the question would be, how many replacements do I want to replace for free when they keep eating my food?
Exactly. Then after that, you do your investigations, and then you choose a proper logistics company. Sometimes business owners were our own problem. I'm so sorry. Yes, we want to maximize profits, but you should do, like, building that trust is more important in the short and long term, right? So you're like, okay, my profit margin is this. No, let me just call brother Sikira somewhere. He only would take 500 naira to do it. I'll put my profit out. But your end consumer is not, satisfied. So what you should do, first of all, is just invest in a proper dispatch company, a company that can be held accountable. Do you understand? There are a lot of them, both the major ones and the not so major ones. But as far as dispatch and delivery, it's better, like, companies that are a bit larger, they are more
take on more risk
about their reputation.
Yes.
Even
Yeah.
You understand? As opposed to, oh, one brother Sunday somewhere or brother Chukwuemeka, and they don't care. They've delivered whatever it is, they don't care. They don't have most of them are not even on Instagram. Who will you call out? But if it's a proper company like
You
that,
will call them out.
And they will be ashamed, and they will. So I would say invest in proper dispatch companies, not just one individual that has a bike and can go missing at any time.
So what that means is we should look at the reputation and integrity of the business over profit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because the profit will come. So imagine you have 5,000 people saying, wow, my order was delivered on time, intact, and nothing was wrong with it. And you get those testimonials, you keep promoting them, other people will hear about it. Do you understand? And then you get thousands of people who trust you just because your delivery service is great. Don't you think your profit will even be more than the 20 people you've saved money, they keep complaining, and people are like, oh, I'm never ordering from this person again.
You can also use the e-hailing taxis. They now have their own delivery people. So
exactly.
Code,
even Uber, I believe,
yes.
Like
they're doing
just factor that into your profit margin and say, okay, Uber is going to take this amount, factor it into the cost of your things. You don't have to be, using random people to deliver.
Last final question from me. Speaking on behalf of Nigerians, Moremi, you have told us about putting our best foot forward, trust, invest, and everything that you have said that is very, very good. Where is the money? Where is the ROI at the end of the personal branding? Wait, pause first. Let me quickly read. Okay, so Ima is saying he was given a small pack of rice and a lighter. He said he opened it because he felt suspicious. He found weed under the rice. Did he have a right to do so, even though the owner of the package committed a crime? See, that's them. And oh yeah, that's I think gradually as businesses begin to grow, that scanner that they used to have in the airport, we'll start having scanner. Yes, no. Yes, you start having scanner. because the Nigerian, and I was telling someone over the weekend, I said the Nigerian masses are becoming very enlightened. You cannot take things over their head. They will scrutinize everything, which is very good. Now, ROI, where after I've spent all the money, where is my ROI coming from?
Yeah, so the thing about personal branding is, as a business owner, let me just say in terms of business.
And it wraps. Our time is up, but quickly.
Yeah, in terms of business, you should factor it into your marketing cost.
Okay.
You see what I mean? If you say, oh, you have X amount of budget for ads or for PR or whatever, factor in your personal branding into it. So when you are calculating ROI on your marketing, as a whole, you factor that in and say, okay, personal branding actually, played a role in this. So that's the overall answer that I will give.
Thank you.
But I would say, even beyond that, over time, when you establish yourself as a thought leader in your industry and someone that can be trusted, you start to monetize your personal brand in a certain way. So for instance, you might say, okay, I've built enough reputation where I can hold master classes and get paid for it. I've built enough reputation where I can go for events and get paid to speak, right? I can train companies depending on what it is. I can now get paid for being a thought leader in my industry. So, but that's a whole other topic.
That's a conversation because thank you very much. I know you have been looking for me. I know that I'm supposed to come. I know. I know.
Clients.
I know I'm running. But thank you so much, Moremi. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. But if you're looking for Moremi, just go to Instagram. You find out there.
I'm Queen Moremi.
Queen Moremi.
Queen Moremi, and you can even follow me at Moremi Consulting. So at Moremi Consulting is the new consulting business for SMEs. SMEs that don't want too much grammar. They just want to know what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Finish. No too much packaging. Just giving you straight like what you need to do.
So Queen Moremi with the twins. Exactly. Better add my twins to it. Better add my twins to it. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you so
very,
much,
very
Oshodi.
much.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you for sharing and enlightening us. Still, we come your way again next week, Saturday, like we always say on Signals. Dream again, create opportunities for people. God, allow again. Anyway, we'll be right back. Create opportunities for people because people will be people. Keep creating opportunities. Have a wonderful week and God bless.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Okay. Ouch.